What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your Brewmaster-in-Chief. And tonight, in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you with an Azorius Angels deck. And it's got some cards in here that I don't think you've ever seen before. So without further ado, let's jump into tonight's brew. Calling it Giada's Operative. And I'm going to do the usual. I'll take it from the top. I'll explain to you why it is that I've picked the card, how it is that it synergizes with the other cards in the deck, and what some of the various play lines and interactions might be that you'll come across during your typical game. Then we'll jump into some gameplay footage on the Mythic ladder. Hopefully we'll get to show off as many of those play lines and interactions for you as possible. And then we'll jump back in at the end with my final thoughts and overall deck review. And usually if we make some adjustments to the deck along the way, at the end is when we'll talk about that, so stick around. So, we've also got 3 copies of Boon of Safety, and we've also got 3 copies of Slip Out the Back. So these are our, like, save your creatures spells. Boon of Safety gives a shield counter and scries, and Slip Out Back phases out one of your creatures. Don't forget, you can use this offensively sometimes. There might just be that one creature that's getting in the way of you, you're a flyer or something with reach. You can slip out the back on the opponent's creature. Who cares if you give it a +1/+1 counter? It phases out, you win the game. So, yeah, just remember that. It's quite nice in that sense. Then, the Angels begin. This is an Angel deck, so you wouldn't go anywhere without these 3. These are like the trifecta of Angel Tribal right now. They're like the core of the deck. Giada, Youthful Valkyrie, Righteous Valkyrie. I don't need to reintroduce them again. We've seen a lot of this all over the place. Just incredible angels that all synergize very well off of each other. But the angels that you haven't seen yet, probably, are these 2. The Celestial Regulator and the Metropolis Angel. The Regulator, when it enters the battlefield, taps a creature you don't control. So a nice other way, like alongside Slip Out the Back, potentially, of getting rid of a blocker when you need it most and potentially getting through for that last bit of damage. Of course, it's also an angel, so it triggers all of your angel synergies. And if you have a creature that has a counter on it, when you do that tapping, then that tapped creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untapped steps, because usually you have Youthful Valkyrie with counters on it, you know, Giada puts counters on everything, you're almost always going to have counters on things. More often than not, that creature isn't untapping the next turn, so nice way of sort of freezing down one of the opponent's threats for a couple of turns. Then we've got the Metropolis Angel, which is our main draw engine in the deck. Whenever you attack with 1 or more creatures with counters on them, you draw a card. So if you have multiples of these down, you can draw 2 cards a turn, which is quite nice. And it's not terrible. 4 mana, 3/1, flying. Of course, if it enters the battlefield on top of a Giada, it's often a 4/2 or a 5/3, which is then suddenly really threatening. And yeah, these are our new angels. That's the reason for going into Azorius colors. But we've got another angel here in the form of Undercover Operative, which is kind of like a Glasspool Mimic. When it enters the battlefield, you get to choose a creature, and then it enters the battlefield as a copy of that creature, and it can be your creature or the opponent's creature. And a nice little upside is that creature will enter the battlefield with a shield counter on it, so it's a little bit harder to remove, which is great. So starting to be a little bit of a shield counter theme here. Boon of Safety, the Undercover Operative. And the next card in the deck that has some shield counters action is Elspeth. So the +1, amazing. Love this +1 on this Planeswalker. You know, give the +1/+1 counter, and then you give flying, lifelink, first strike. I mean, you can just, it's like a cornucopia of different abilities, which, you know, can be relevant in all sorts of different matchups. So pick the right one. And but talking about shield counters, the -3. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may put a permanent with mana value 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield with a shield counter on it. So 3rd card in the deck that does shield counters, and you can find anything from the Righteous Valkyrie down over here and cast it for free, and it'll come into play with an extra shield counter, which is great. Hitting a Celestial Regulator is quite nice sometimes. It's just like, comes into play on top of a Giada, so it enters the battlefield as like a 3/5 or something, so that pushes you over the 27 required for the Valkyrie to give everything a buff, and you tap down a creature, swing in, that creature doesn't untap, great. But also just hitting a Righteous Valkyrie is of course fantastic. Now, this Undercover Operative has many good copy targets. We can copy the Celestial Regulator to tap down something. We can copy the Metropolis Angel to get additional card draw. But usually our main copy target is the Righteous Valkyrie, because it's essentially like having 8 Righteous Valkyries in the deck, which is super busted. Which brings us to our final card in the deck, which is also an Angel, Sanctuary Warden. 6-drop, 5/5 flying. Again, if it comes into play on top of a Giada, it can be a 7/7 or whatever. When it enters the battlefield, triggers all of your Angel stuff, and it enters the battlefield with 2 shield counters on it. Another little bit of card draw in the deck by the Sanctuary Warden. Whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, you may remove a counter from a creature or planeswalker you control. And if you draw a card, and you get a little 1/1 little chump blocky guy here, so not terrible. And of course, if you copy the Sanctuary Warden with the Undercover Operative, then it'll enter the battlefield with 3 shield counters on it. Talk about heavy protection. But yeah, that's the deck. Azorius Angels. We've got ways to protect our stuff. Really good angels, utility angels, copy your angels, big old planeswalker, and then even bigger old angel at the top end. As far as the mana base goes, nothing special. We just got some of the usual suspects over here, and some duels and some basics. We might end up adding some crawling barons and some Field of Ruins, but so far it's been okay, just the way it is. Let's jump into some games. Oop. Don't want you to see probably tomorrow's deck. Copper Blue 1726. Terrible hand. Much better. Can't Blizzard Brawl us yet. Nice, we get to hold up the Boon of Safety. Still no Blizzard Brawl. Maybe still, actually. Could totally be Blizzard Brawling. I'm gonna try Blizzard Brawl me after. Still got the Boon, and we got rid of his pack leader, which is quite nice. Goes for the other target, huh? Think we can skip on that. Oh! Got him! Mono green snow, old school style. It's not going to get you very far, I'm afraid, these days, dear fellow. It's your Blizzard Brawls. Still a very good deck, but a bit tried and tested, a little bit boring. Not gonna go too long tonight again, like very long days. Still trying to figure out my stream schedule perfectly, but seems to be okay with the wife. Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. Giada off the top would be fantastic. Or even a Youthful Valkyrie would be okay. Oh, God. I was Vanishing Verse. Oh. Okay, maybe not. Oh, wow. Lorehold Velomachus stuff. Never mind. Let's put up something that can't be Vanishing Burst. The chances that he'll have removal for this are like very high, so I'm hoping to draw one more land, then we can safely. Please give me a land. Please just give me a freaking land. Like, oh, ugh. The number of times that this happens to me every day is just... Today has been one of those, guys. As you can see from my mythic percentage. I mean, I have been admittedly testing jank left, right, and center, but I mean, I just needed one more freaking land so that I could protect my 3-drop. No. Not happening. Okay. This is scam. Still on 3 lands. Opponent has 6. Just thought I'd put that out there. Over and over and over again. I actually initially just had Glasspool Mimic instead of the, you know, making the lands a bit more smooth. I might try that again. It's also a great hit on the Resplendent. Quick edit. Boop. So now we've got potentially 12 Righteous Valkyries in the deck. Pardon me. And with the MDFCs, that should solve our land problems. Let's try this version. That Angel is nice, but only in very kind of key situations. Okay. I'll play the Mimic as a land. Just great. Oh wow, there was no counter spell. I was so sure. Ah, the counter spell. I just cannot anymore. Today has just been one of those days. I have not been able to win a single freaking match all day long. Watch him have another counter. Easy. Just straight up. No problem. No. Is so gross. I hate it. If this is Hullbreaker Horror, I'm gonna lose my shit. Okay, we got backup Elspeth. So I'm okay casting it into 2 untapped. You have got to be shitting me. Just like always, the answer to everything you play is just so hard to deal with. Oh,
I'm not looking for trouble, but I'll fight if I'll be your shield.
Of course, he gets the 19 on the first activation. Great. Jesus Christ. Ah!
Let's do this together.
This dude is driving me slowly insane. What the fuck kind of luck is that? Yes,
This is my
please.
city, and I'm going to protect it.
Whew. Thank goodness. Shield counters all around. So lucky with this thing. Yeah, that's what I thought. Interesting deck. Very interesting deck. At least it wasn't the usual is it bullshit. Well, mostly, really. Loads more counter spells than I'm used to these days from Is It. Ooh, a win. I needed that. I really needed that. Nice. Not again, man. Why? Why me? Sure. This is the Arcane Bombardment version. We better win really quickly. Use your Fading Hope. I know you have it. And a Play with Fire. Holy shit. Burn down the house. This is insane, boys. This is insane. It's insane. Absolutely ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Please give me a freaking Elspeth. We get to scry. Fuck's sakes. There it is. You have got to be shitting me, dude. You just can't hit the burn down the house. Okay, we're good. Ooh. Woo. 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 It's a problem with bombardment if you like put too many things into the yard before you get there, because you need to do them to survive. Then the chances of you getting the really good thing are much lower. He had like a 1 in 5 or a 1 in 6 in hitting the one thing that would have saved him. Me cool. Me so cool. Sure. I keep. Yeah, dude. You've got to be shitting me, man. Every night these days I'm running into at least one of these dudes. Snorefest. Woo. Let's draw some cards. What is going on here? Imagine he has burned down the house, but nah, he wouldn't do it against his own stuff. That's pretty nice. And regardless of what he comes up with, we can save our important stuff. Probably just save the Valkyrie. No idea what he was trying there. 5-color mill. Don't ask. So starting tomorrow is the set championship. I'm gonna try to do the watch party as usual. I'd love for all of you to come and tune in. I'll make a big announcements all over my social media and Facebooks and things once I'm certain that my line can handle the stream. And yeah, my plan is to play decks from the tournament over the next couple days to kind of go alongside the watch party. The deck list will be released tomorrow. There's a ridiculous amount of Esper mid-range. Unfortunately, it's going to be quite dull to watch. One Wandering Emperor after another hitting the battlefield, but it is pretty nice to you know, pick some of those famous household names and didn't play my Giada because I was worried about removal. You know, Paolo Vitor and that sort of stuff, and just see what decks they chose, and then try bring those decks to you guys during the, you know, while we're watching them. Should be quite fun. I'll play some best of 3. There'll be short videos that I'll shoot in the afternoon before I get onto the stream. So that's my plan for sort of the next 3 days. Just a little heads up. Cool. Hold up the Boon. This type of deck will probably have mostly, you know, targeted destroy removal. Sorry, dude. Hoo-ha, hoo-ha. Okay, we're gonna play the last match of the night. A little bit shorter videos. I'm really hoping to show off the operative. Let's see how quick it goes. And yeah, my streaming schedule's all over the place. And I'm not able to do long clips at the moment. It's just too late in the night right now. It's almost 3 in the morning. And I have to get up early. There's the operative. Unfortunately, it's Vanishing Verse, probably Esper. Nice. Yep. Oh. Ooh. Angel Showdown. Let's draw some cards. Nice. This is going to be interesting. It's like the same deck with just different choices slightly.
Right. Let's clean up this town.
Drawing. Nice. Ready to start copying Righteous Valkyries. That's a pity, of course. Maybe we could copy that. What do you think? That could be a great idea. Now we got Glasspool Mimic. Interesting, interesting. Oh, I'm definitely blocking you. Okay. That's a little bit disappointing.
Well, these streets are rough.
Oh, baby, baby. You gotta love it. Ooh, baby. You gotta love it. Ooh, ooh. We've also got the effect, so, you know, his stuff will just die, which is what happened to the Linvala. He was expecting it to go back to his hand. Whew. And that's game. Alright, fantastic way to end the night. I think we did pretty well, went almost undefeated. Couple of free wins of opponents bricking and that sort of thing, but I'm going to leave it at that without jinxing it further. Diving back into the deck with my final thoughts. I think it's was a good idea to take out that Angel and just put in the Glasspool Mimics. Just that additional bit of lands with the MDFCs, and the fact that with the Mimic and the Operative we essentially have 12 Righteous Valkyries in the deck just makes it so freaking strong. We didn't get to really see the Warden come down ever, but Resplendent did its job pretty well. We drew some cards off of the Angel, and you know, we were able to save a few things with our saving spells. All in all, we even cast Emeria's Call once, so mwah, fantastic. Loving it, loving it. I wouldn't make a single edit. I'd love for you guys to take this one for a spin. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. But that's going to be it for tonight's gameplay footage. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and most especially to subscribe. And of course, join the Discord community. There's a link in the video description as well as pinned as the top comment. I will see you all tomorrow with some fresh brews. And hopefully, Streets of New Capenna Set Championship coverage. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.